Hi there, welcome to the TACLife update as we keep thinking and praying about moving forward to a point where we can meet together again. A couple of things before we talk about future plans. Firstly, we wanted to let you know that Nicole Jeremy finished up as our office administrator this week. We want to thank her for all her hard work as she served in this role. We will miss her on our staff team. Thanks so much for everything, Nick. Secondly, a quick reminder that there's one final opportunity to watch the Equip conference sessions with a group of women from TAC. Grace Pears from the 6 p.m. congregation will be hosting a group in her home this Saturday, the 18th of July. Fill in an online Connect card if you're interested in finding out more. Okay, on to the future. Thanks to those of you who have filled in the second survey. If you haven't done so, today is your last day for that. This survey talked about the proposal we outlined last week for how we can start meeting in person again. The current suggestion is to split the 10 a.m. service into two smaller services which could meet under the current restrictions. The 8 a.m. traditional service could then meet in the auditorium to allow for appropriate distancing at a different time, such as Sunday Arvo or sometime midweek. That's the basic suggestion, and we went into more detail last week. Like I said, thanks to many of you who've put in your surveys. In them you've raised a lot of interesting ideas and suggestions and thoughts, many of which are things that we're kind of thinking through and wrestling with ourselves. I want to take a few moments just to address some of those ideas and kind of let you into our thinking behind this current proposal. Number one, will we keep online church going? The simple answer is that yes, in the early stages of returning, yes, we will be. We want to help people stay connected from home if they need to. And also we want to keep reaching out into our local and online community as well. Number two, instead of moving 8 a.m, why not plant a family service on Sunday afternoon? Yep, this certainly was on our list when considering options. 4 quick thoughts. First, we want to care for the 8 a.m. congregation, especially since many are in the more vulnerable category. Meeting in the large auditorium helps, and we need to find a workable time for that to happen that still enables band practice and other things also. We don't think Sunday afternoon would be a popular enough time for families, that enough would move there to make 10 a.m. a workable size for us to meet in the short term, nor do we think it would grow much in the long term if it stayed there. On top of that, having 2 morning services back to back means that we can share resources better. I'm asking music teams to play at both services. It's a longer morning than usual, but far simpler than building 2 complete self-sustaining music teams in 2 separate services. This is a key thing we learned from the last time we split. Question number 3. Why are we asking the poor 8 a.m. congregation to make all the sacrifices here? Firstly on this, we love our 8 a.m. congregation as a community, as individuals. It is a vibrant, caring, missional, growing community of dear brothers and sisters. We love them. We love you. I know of some churches who are doing a similar split who have cancelled their traditional service. This is not on the table for us. As a vulnerable community, we want to give them a safe space to meet, and working within the constraints of our property, the overall size of our church, and the COVID complications we're facing, we just think this is the wisest thing is to move this service to a different time slot. Raj, Cole and Jackie are in conversation with the congregation working out what is best next. And yes, we are asking them to make sacrifices. But we are asking everyone to make sacrifices as we work out how to return to in-person gatherings. We're asking our 10 a.m. service to split down the middle. That means there are people we won't see as much. That means some time pressures. It means asking musos to serve back to back, maybe some kids leaders too. 6 p.m. makes sacrifices as well. Around 25% of that congregation serve in a morning service. And many have already volunteered to help with the music in the split morning services. Thank you so much. Another service means an increased administrative and time cost for staff too. We are all making sacrifices, but the sacrifices are worth it. We want to get back to meeting together as a church. We want to get back to reaching out into our community with the gospel so that ordinary people can encounter the extraordinary God, so they can find security in these uncertain times. We want room for new people to join us as soon as possible. We want to be open to visitors, which is another reason we don't want to roster on groups to come to church, as some have suggested. We want to keep turning our eyes out on the mission that God has given us. Now, I hope you've had a nice season of having church delivered to you on your couch in your PJs, but that is not what life together as a church is all about. There are tough decisions to make and maybe some tricky times ahead, but we love you, we love our church, we love Jesus, we love the world He has put us in to serve, and we are trusting in Jesus as we take our next steps together. I really hope that's a helpful update to you. Keep those surveys coming in, and as always, please get in contact with us using the online Connect cards. We love to hear from you, and we love to pray for you too. Thank you.
Jackie.